Welcome to Microservices with Spring Cloud. This is an online workshop designed to help you learn the microservices architectural style and how to implement it using Spring technologies. The purpose of this course is to provide a good, solid introduction to the topic of the microservices architectural style and to combine this with practical experience gained by working through the exercises featuring Spring Cloud. Along the way, the course will provide a brief introduction to Spring Boot and Spring Data, enough to get you familiar with these technologies if you have not been immersed in them already. And the course will provide exercises that will provide you with hands-on experiences working with the various components of Spring Cloud. Mainly, the goal of this course is to serve as a practical guide through these technologies, and it should serve as an excellent starting point. By the time you finish this course, you will have gained the ability to articulate what the microservices architectural style is all about, including its advantages and disadvantages. You will gain familiarity with Spring Boot if you have not seen it before, and I'll show you how to use it to build web interfaces, REST interfaces, and how to use Spring Data and Spring Data REST. Mainly, though, you will gain the ability to build microservice-based applications utilizing Spring Cloud technologies. You will learn about configuration management using Spring Cloud Config and Spring Cloud Bus. You will learn about the concept of service discovery and how to apply it with Spring Cloud Eureka. And you will learn how to build resilient service clients with Ribbon, Feign, and Hystrix. Now to introduce myself. My name is Ken Kruger. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I have been working in software development for the last 25 years or so. My main area of technical expertise revolves around Java, Spring, and open source technologies. I've gained a lot of project experience over the years, usually as a developer or team lead, but also in project management and Scrum Master roles. For the last few years, I've focused mainly on training. Now, a few years back, I sat down and composed a professional mission statement for myself, and it pretty much summarizes what I like to do, guiding individuals and organizations to commercial success through the application of modern technology. This course has an intended audience. It is targeting experienced Java Spring developers. The course is delivered with the expectation that you are not a beginner and that you won't be struggling with the basic concepts on Java programming or the place of the Spring framework. The specific prerequisites include knowledge of Java and the newer releases of Spring Framework. Spring Boot knowledge is very helpful, though I will cover it briefly if you haven't seen it before. And you'll probably find that the coverage I give you may be all that you need. I will be assuming that you have familiarity with Spring concepts such as application context, profiles, REST templates, and annotations such as value, auto-wired, and component. Now, if you are missing any one of these, and you may find that you can simply look up the information online and learn what you need. But if none of these are familiar, then you'll probably find this course to be a bit of a struggle. I'll also assume some basic knowledge of Maven, such as how to define a dependency or run the Maven clean package command. We will also do very basic work with Git, and an account on GitHub or some other Git repository will be needed. If you have no knowledge of Git, but you are familiar with some other source code management technologies, then you will probably be just fine here. And we won't go very deep into this topic, and I'll cover most of what you need to know later on in the course. Now, having said all this about prerequisites, I have delivered portions of this course to live audiences in the past who have not had all the necessary prerequisites, and many have still found this to be an extremely useful experience, so it really depends on your learning style. Now, if you would like to gain more prerequisite knowledge on Spring, there are many useful sources. Right here on Udemy, Sanjay Patel has 2 useful courses that more than cover all of the background that you will need for this course. This course is organized with lecture and video to explain concepts. I fully expect, though, that some of you will take this course with a fair amount of existing knowledge, so I've attempted to make it easy to skip around. You can see the annotations that I use to illustrate the current talking point. The reason for this is to make it so you can more easily identify where I am in the video in terms of the actual talking point. This will make it easy for you to skip around if you want to. Now, having said this, the course is designed to be taken in a sequential order. So if you do skip around, which you're welcome to, you may find yourself temporarily confused and you might have to back up. A key component for each course module is the hands-on exercises. I highly encourage you to work through each exercise. In fact, You really have two instructors for this course. I'm one, and the other is the lab instructions themselves. You will probably forget most of what you hear me talking about, but you will probably remember the exercises that you work through, especially if you get stuck on some point. Working through the exercises does not require an integrated development environment, but I do recommend one. I like Spring Tool Suite just because I'm familiar with it, but if you want to use regular Eclipse or IntelliJ, you will be just fine. Now, I would like to set some basic expectations before you jump into this course. The first is that Spring Cloud changes rapidly. Even during the 2-month period when I've been developing this course, there have been a number of changes and additions. So depending on when you take this course, you could find some items out of date. This course is initially published in June of 2015, so you could see some changes that are not covered. Though I do intend to keep this course up to date as much as I can over time. Also, microservices themselves are an evolving topic, and you will find that newer concepts will be introduced over time after this course has been initially published. And finally, please realize that this course is unlikely to cover every topic of relevance to your organization or to you personally. The goal here in this course is to be reasonably comprehensive, not exhaustively complete. But I think that once you have a good foundation provided by this course, you will find that you can fill in the remaining gaps yourself through your own research. I think that you will find this course to be very beneficial, but if you are still not sure, keep in mind that Udemy offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is very little risk to you to give this course a shot. So with that background out of the way, it's time to jump into the course itself.